Hello and welcome to Afghanistan News Today. Today is Friday the 13th of December 2020 for UN Security Council meeting. Fake calls on interim government to respect the demands of the Afghan people and the international community. Nasir Ahmad Fake, the acting permanent representative of Afghanistan to the United Nations, has urged the interim government to respect the demands of the Afghan people and the international community. On Thursday, December 12, during a UN Security Council meeting on Afghanistan, Fake expressed deep concern over widespread human rights violations in the country. In his speech, he called for an end to the interim government's oppressive policies and emphasized the importance of respecting the will of the Afghan people. Fake stated, "This meeting on Afghanistan's situation is taking place at a time when the country's economic system is on the brink of collapse, and millions of people have been forced to flee." He described the statistics from humanitarian organizations regarding Afghanistan as alarming, noting that 23.7 million people in the country urgently require assistance. Fake also warned the Security Council about the damaging effects of reduced financial aid to relief organizations, stressing that these resources must be increased. Additionally, he called on the international community to prevent terrorist groups from operating in Afghanistan, warning that the country must not become a safe haven for terrorism. Meanwhile, Rosa Otunbayeva, the UN Secretary-General's special representative and head of UNAMID, expressed her concerns over Afghanistan's human rights, economic, and security conditions during the meeting. In another report from Afghanistan News Today annual U.S. State Department report, interim government continue to host Al-Qaeda members. The U.S. State Department, in its annual report, has stated that the interim government continue to host members of Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan while also supporting the Tehrik-i Interim Government Pakistan (TTP). On Thursday, December 12, the department released its report covering global terrorist threats in 2023, highlighting these concerns. According to the report, the interim government have claimed that Al-Qaeda members in Afghanistan are not engaged in terrorist activities. However, the report notes that TTP members move freely between Afghanistan and Pakistan. The annual report also emphasizes that ISIS remains a significant threat in Afghanistan, posing risks even to interim government members. It further highlights that Tajikistani security forces identified and dismantled a terrorist hideout inside Afghanistan. The United States stressed that ISIS, particularly its Khorasan branch ISIS-K, continues to carry out attacks, particularly targeting civilians and religious minorities. The report revealed that ISIS-K conducted approximately 18 attacks in 2023, 14 of which were directed at interim government members. Additionally, the report mentioned ISIS attacks on Shia communities in the provinces of Bak and Ghazni. In a recent incident, ISIS claimed responsibility for an assassination attempt on Khalil Rahman Haqqani, the interim government's Minister of Refugees, and a senior member of the Haqqani network. Despite these developments, the interim government persistently denied the presence of ISIS and other terrorist groups within Afghanistan. In another report from Afghanistan News Today, UN Security Council members, interim government must end human rights violations in Afghanistan. 14 member states of the United Nations Security Council, including the United States, the United Kingdom, and France, have condemned the interim government's systematic discrimination against women and called on the group to stop violating women's human rights. These countries issued a joint statement on Thursday, December 12, during a Security Council meeting on Afghanistan, expressing deep concern over the interim government's treatment of Afghan women. The joint statement, signed by Ecuador, France, Guyana, Japan, Malta, South Korea, Sierra Leone, Slovenia, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, the United States, as well as Denmark, Greece, and Panama, described the ban on girls from health institutions as particularly damaging. The statement declared, "The goals the interim government aim to achieve will remain unattainable as long as they continue on this path." Speakers at the Security Council meeting on Afghanistan also highlighted the alarming situation of women in the country. Meanwhile, Zabihallah Mujahid, the interim government spokesperson, criticized such meetings, stating that any decision made without the participation of their representatives does not reflect the right Realities of Afghanistan. In a new report, Conference on Combating the Suppression of Women in Afghanistan held in Spain, a conference titled Solutions for Empowering and Holding the Interim Government Accountable was held today, Friday, in Madrid, Spain. The event, organized by the Women for Afghanistan Initiative, brought together several women activists and international officials to discuss the ongoing crisis. During the conference, José Manuel Albaraz Bueno, Spain's Minister of Foreign Affairs, criticized the deteriorating human rights situation in Afghanistan, emphasizing that the rights of women and girls under interim government rule are being systematically eroded. He stated, "Since the fall of Kabul to the interim government regime, we have witnessed a level of suppression of women that I could not have imagined even a few years ago. The oppression of women in Afghanistan under interim government administration goes beyond comprehension, and the international community cannot remain indifferent to this situation." The Spanish foreign minister underscored the urgency of international action to prevent further suppression and to restore the fundamental rights of Afghan women and girls. The conference focused on exploring practical strategies to increase pressure on the interim government and to support the women and girls of Afghanistan. Till next latest news, have a good time. Goodbye.